Hello, and so we are back again. Another scene for Street Magic. The Street Magicking. Yeah. Alright, let's face it, shit's been a little special. And, in the wake of the recent antics and, well, just the general chaos of the Chantry at this point, Taylor's been about a lot. She has been taking her fair turn checking in on Rain because the detox is probably gruesome. She'll be very surprised if Rain can manage it well enough that she doesn't need to be weaned down instead of flat stopped cold turkey. So, she's been in and out, helping hoist her into the shower, changing her sheets, changing her clothes, getting fluids into her, generally just trying to keep her stable. There's no keeping her happy and comfortable. Comfortable isn't a thing right now. But between that and checking in on Charlotte and everything else, she'll finally, in a change of clothes, which, bless her heart, is footy pajamas, because it has been too much a day. Footy pajamas are comfy, they're soft, they're like wearing a hug. It's good. She putters downstairs, finally goes, well, saying she's searching implies that she doesn't know where to look. For one, she likes being in the workshop. For two, even Sketch likes being in there. There's a section for him to do his drawings. There's probably vast sections of wall, in fact, that have been claimed by some of his drawings. So she will finally, pull open the door to the workshop, which is quite an audible process. It's a really neat, big sliding industrial door, but it's also a really loud, big sliding industrial door. So she does just that, pokes her head in. The body follows almost immediately after.
You can hear the music. Can you start yet?
I see that.
You can hear the music. You can probably hear maybe occasional scratching of things on paper. Paper being moved, you know what I mean? You probably see pens and pencils and various coloring shadings everywhere.
Here's a question for you. When Sketch is in the zone, does he have like a table that it's just the table and everything around it? Or does he just say fuck it and end up on the floor?
He's on the floor with the sheet like spread out. And he like draws that way. Or he has a little notebook, starts some smaller drawings there and then expands it out to the big sheets of paper.
Even under duress, thumbnailing. Good man. Turn this down just a wee little bit.
That's the type of music you're hearing, which is, again, probably take you off guard because it's very mellowed out music, you know what I mean?
It is. Shockingly mellow, really. She hears Sketch play all sorts of shit.
Yeah. If you listen to the lyrics, it's very interesting as well. So it's like, whew.
So she'll ease in and the door shut behind her. Jesus. Now that I can see the lyrics. And when she's done that, there's just a soft kind of pat, pat, pat of the... It's like walking in socks, really. Little stiffer. It's got little grabby bits on the bottom, but... Yeah, she comes patting over. Careful to step over rolled away pencils. Careful to not step on notepads or discarded pieces of paper with old, scratched out thumbnails that it just didn't make the cut. Yeah, just kind of starts winding her way through the chaos around him, wheeling inward.
So probably the first drawing you'll find that you might accidentally nearly step on. Now this is the big link for some reason, so I apologize.
If you need to just copy paste the image in Messenger, you can.
Oh well, because Jesus Christ, look at that. Where's Katie?
No.
And some are very darker drawings, I will say, because the track changes. Like he has it, like he obviously has like a playlist. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Here is the second thing it's changing to.
All right, let's check this one.
Because I will show you, and I will say you will recognize this. As Annie Murray. Again, because the sketch is merit artistically gifted, the drawings are amazing. I'll put it like this, they're lifelike. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's in the messenger as well. But that's what you see next. The flowing red hair, her and sketch have very similar eyes, you know what I mean? Patterns and everything.
Oh man, that hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's just stepping over them, looking at them. If nothing else, they're probably the best possible heads up she can get to what state he's in by the time she actually gets into where he is. So she's looking as she keeps carefully stepping over and around. Are there any others discarded?
Yes. There's a few. There's drawings of like New York. There is drawings of Dublin City. There is drawings of Jersey. Each have different, like, very abstract looking. Like the one of New York is very like Picasso-y, with this kind of faded watercolor image. But one drawing will that kind of sets. I imagine sets Charlotte off. Let me just get it for you because he has two drawings. Oh, sorry, Tay Tay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to break the habit. We're all doing it. Even I'm doing it.
One drawing might unnerve her just a tiny bit.
I'm gonna squint.
It's familiar.
Yeah. Oh, it is. That's why she's squinting.
There's also this one, which I'm going to say you would recognize during his time at the Oblivion Chantry, which he's redrawn. As well. It's very faded. The images almost look like they're fading away from each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the thing is, he hasn't even noticed you're there. When you do that real, like, lean in with the pencil and go, like, onto the paper and everything? Like,
Yeah.
he's midway doing that. Like, he's completely engrossed.
Yeah, there's. By the time she comes around and can actually lean over him to see what he's currently working on.
He is currently working on. It looks like he's connecting each of the timelines.
How so?
Well, Tay is in the center. The images of Annie Marie seem locked in the Dublin landscape, whereas Naomi and the Oblivion Chantry just seem to ever be parallel in the glass case of New York, and they all seem to just interlink with each other. It's almost as if he's slowly gluing the pieces of the page together, but adding color onto them as if they're connecting through strands of memory, like nerve, near the neurons and neuron stems.
Mm-hmm.
It looks nuts. You know what I mean? When you actually take a step back, you know what I mean?
Damn.
It's like one big brain membrane of memories.
And he is utterly engrossed. So let's see. She will. I
Actually,
imagine his art supplies are like strewn all around either side of him.
this is the one he has for rain as well, by the way. And her body is covered in these weird veins that are almost interlinked with color and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar to how the members of the Oblivion Chantry look. They all have these weird interlinked veins in each other. Which Tay-Tay's not an idiot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll periodically be posting songs in as well. So you can, don't mind me.
I will not mind you. Give me the next one.
But what's Tay-Tay doing?
I was waiting for the next song. Ooh.
Oh.
Ran out of music.
Give me a second. Particularly this one on the third link I'm about to post. That's the one that hits first, the third link.
Oh. Well, then I will put that one in. See how it affects her chosen behavior. All right. Huh. So she'll come over, and I imagine he's got. Is he right-handed, left-handed? Does he have ambidexterity?
Sketch is right-handed.
So that means most of the tools he's using, the pencils, the erasers, the everything, the colors, the just all of it's probably strewed somewhere either ahead of or off splayed to the right of him in any angle, really, where he's last just happened to set it down. So she moves around to his left and carefully just reaches down to pluck up a few things and slowly eases down to sit next to him. Doesn't say anything to try to break his concentration. Doesn't I mean, she is suddenly there in his personal space, but
It takes him a hot minute, maybe. You know, when you're absorbed in music and absorbed in something, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Like where he blinks and like looks over and kind of does the double take, like, oh, you know what I mean? The oh shit, you know what I mean? That type of thing.
We'll see the eyebrows kind of go up a little bit and the tease of a smile. I didn't want to interrupt the flow.
Oh, damn. Kind of does that awkward, like, turnover of the drawing.
I thought you weren't sure about your drawings anymore.
I'm not. Just not finished.
Oh. She guy does the turn away like, oh, well, pardon me.
Why? Something wrong?
Mm.
It's like everyone okay? Yeah, it's kind of the assumption of, oh shit, is that, it's something, you know what I mean?
No.
It's that initial, like
No, everything is just the way it is. Maybe like sitting next to you, you're kind of cute. It's a little teasing smile.
I suppose so, yeah.
I mean, I think so. Yeah, you were in the zone.
Guess it was.
So, how about you? Everything okay? Is anything on fire that I need to know about?
No. Just getting used to things, you know what I'm saying?
Are you sure?
He glances over at the song as Radiohead comes on and he just rubs his face a bit. Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Lord, the songs. Well, let me catch up here.
The last one, trust me, you'll understand why.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, just drawing.
It's like a pretty big piece.
Yeah. Getting used to everything again.
It's tough to get used to. Nuzzles up a little bit. Like, not just close enough that the legs are, like, pressing.
It's more reliving things. You know?
Good kind or the bad kind.
Both. Definitely both. It's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, she pulls a little bit of a face. It's kind of hard to pinpoint, really. Is it, I don't know, bringing you to any conclusions or just happening?
Just things kind of fade in and out, you know? It's nothing deadly or serious, just things come back and then leave, you know? A lot of mixed emotions, confusing ones.
Sounds are confusing.
Things I've done. Maybe I overstepped boundaries. I didn't realize I was overstepping.
Which things you've done?
I don't know. All this stuff with Waldo and trying to help these people and
What, doing shit?
maybe I'm overstepping.
They're your people too, aren't they?
Yeah. Maybe I'm just making things worse.
I mean, did you see that poor girl? When she realized you meant it? When she realized we meant it?
I don't know. Maybe
How's
I'm...
that overstepping?
I don't
She
know.
practically came alive.
Maybe I'm just... I don't know. I feel like I've taken advantage of people.
How?
I feel like I tried my best and tried to organize things the way you do. It feels like I just came in and gave people things that they never had, and now I give them hope. And now that I can't provide that for them, am I doing more damage?
Who said you couldn't? What's
Not the
wrong
way,
with giving them hope?
not the way they want it.
Just because you don't get something on your own terms doesn't mean you can't get it. And honestly, she finally reaches over and lays a hand on his knee. Sketch, I don't think they are caring or asking about how as long as it happens. They're
Look over.
a little dodgy. They're scared.
It's still my fault for a lot of things that's happened since we got here. For certain people, on the choices I made.
Sketch, what's your fault besides Brooke having a safe place to stay and
It's not
Rain
just Brooke.
finally detoxing and these girls beginning to think that maybe there's someone who honestly
Taylor,
wants
she
to help.
blames me for Annie Marie going.
What?
She blames me. She understands why I did it, but part of her resents me for it.
She's
How?
gonna have to get over it real fast.
Annie Marie was her friend just as much as anything.
And she was your sister.
I know. I
Rain
reacted
doesn't have a right.
I reacted angrily, but the more I think about it, I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
Sketch, I know that you and Rain and Annie Marie, I know you guys were tight. But no amount of Rain missing her overrides you doing the best thing you possibly could for her. And after seeing so many people die, putting her somewhere where she was safe? How can she... I mean, I can understand the childish... the want to be mad and to point a finger. But she's a grown-ass adult. She may not have gotten things the way she wanted. You know what? Philip's kind of roll in, and she gives the knee a pat. Don't you worry about shit that Rain's had after a brush with death, okay?
It's the problem, though. You get blamed for a lot of things. I'm so perfect that I don't know, man. Feels like I took advantage of her.
What?
That's how she made me feel. That I used her. And then when I met you and the others, like I just cast her off by the wayside.
She's been with you for longer than I have.
Yeah,
She was with you when I couldn't be.
I know. But not in the way she wanted it to be, by the looks of things from what you were saying.
Well, that is a tough truth that she's gonna have to learn how to swallow. She doesn't get to demand. She doesn't get to demand that. That's not how that works.
I mean, it's not like I'm going to do anything. Look over.
No, but she looks over and just no, but that's
I mean,
you don't get to make someone feel bad for what they want or don't want.
Like I said, you heard her what she said. She said worse when you left.
Did she?
Taylor.
Well, you know what? It'll wait. It'll be fine.
I know that voice.
What voice?
I know exactly what you look over. I know that voice.
Sketch, how would you feel if, I don't know, she thinks about it for a second, finally snaps her fingers. You remember, Felix had a really good friend, Aiden, I still talk to sometimes. Once in a while. I mean, how would you feel if I came to you and said I felt terrible because he made me feel like it was my fault that he wanted me and couldn't have me? Just for being me. Not for leading him on, not for making him think he ever had a shot, but just being something he wanted and couldn't have. And suddenly I had to feel bad because it was somehow my fault. That I was just being me. It's like every time a guy, I don't know, tries to corner a girl at a bar and say, well, it's your fault for dressing the way you do, or looking the way you do, or being so funny, or being so nice. That's not how that works. You just being you. No matter how amazing that may be, I will confess, is any excuse to make you feel responsible for her not having control over her own feelings. That's not fair.
I don't know.
If our genders were reversed right now, I'd punch her full in the face. How about that? The only reason I'm not doing it right now is that she literally can't move right now. And that's not fair either.
said, it was the kick in the balls. And things got bad enough where she started. Annie Marie, as much as I care deeply about Annie Marie, she used to do shit like that. Lash out. And I used to just take it because we weren't any better now, were we? You know? Just getting that off Rain was... It was a kick in the balls.
Well, how about for now? You, or better yet, totally. You set aside Rain's apparent utter lack of control over her loins. Because that was fucking gruesome. And realize that is on her. That is 100% on her. Sketch.
Maybe I just did something wrong, you know what I mean? Maybe that's what it feels like to me. That I don't think I did it intentionally. You know what I mean? I don't play that fucking stupid shit. I don't know.
Sketch, you were here for a whole year. And you didn't do one thing that was out of line. The whole time. Not one. I know you've been around Rain longer, but I remember what you were like back before you left.
What was that?
Jumpy.
Yeah. Yeah. Real jumpy. I remember. She didn't sleep most days.
Yep. So you were jumpy, and how weren't you seeing one of the girls over at Oblivion back then? So it's not like you threw her any sideways signals back then.
No, I remember when we were younger. See, look over. Rain used to be a street girl. You know what that is, right?
I can conjure all sorts of potential answers to that, but none of them are especially good.
It's not good. You flick open the drawing and you'll see the hair, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You'll see Rain and Annie Marie, they all have the tattoo going "Live Forever, Die Tomorrow" on their knuckles. He still has it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what? I imagine that for Taylor, the nostalgia bomb was just, Jesus, he used to look, they all used to, you know what I mean? So young and so terrifyingly skinny, you know what I mean?
Yeah. She's, let's face it, probably like leaning against the side, looking down at it.
You even open up in like an old photo album and there they are. And I mean, I'll put it like this. Jesus, that's a junkie den. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I imagine these photos are in some kind of shape.
Some of them are well kept. You can tell Sketch is tried. You know what I mean? It's just what you see in the background. You know what I mean? He'll smile fondly. We had this little rundown apartment down in the Bronx. I was working in a tattoo shop. I wasn't getting paid. You know what I mean? Annie Marie was still in school, but she was on the verge of dropping out. Wanted to go into modeling. So we were trying to save money for that. And Rain, or Kate, as we knew at the time, was a street girl. Ran away from home. Much like, well, we didn't have a home. So we all lived together. Used together. She used to bring people back. What I used to do was I'd send Annie Marie upstairs. She wouldn't get involved. And I'd go and nick the guy's wallet and make sure that he didn't do any funny business. But one night, we all went on a particularly bad bender. I mean, as much as I tried to keep Annie Marie off it, she was worse about it than I was. Mainly, I think her and Rain encouraged each other to get worse. Because it's how they coped.
Yeah.
Rain made a pass. And I said no.
Even back then?
I didn't want her to think that I was just some guy who's just going to give her $25. I didn't want the only person she was staying with to become that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, did you guys ever?
No. No, I didn't. She asked me a couple of times now. I said no. Not because it's like, Rain's a good looking woman. Always was. I just couldn't. Not because I had an attraction or any of that shit. Because she needed somebody to tell her, no, I don't want to sleep with you because I'm drugged up out of my head. Or because I want to get paid. Or I'll give you money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted her to have someone who just treated her right. Not any romance or anything. I just wanted her to feel respected. I thought Rain had a handle on it. She seemed always very grown up. I guess I was wrong. I was more worried about Annie Marie overdosing in the fucking bathtub than that, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, like some days, I don't know, man.
You worried about her. All the time.
Yeah.
I remember. Back in the day, I remember Felix was going to get her those first couple photo shoots.
Yeah.
They were all trying to look out for her.
I'm not having that. It's... Look, you know I love you and Charlotte to pieces. More than anything.
Of course.
But not having the person who was there for your whole life, you know? The only person who you used to hide when Dad and his junkie friends would come over and you'd tell her to get in the closet and not come out until I knock 3 times. You know what I mean? We used to carry in a push trolley along, you know, when we're going along the block and all that, you know?
Yeah.
To not know where she is and not have me there to keep an eye on her and keep her safe. I'm happy she has that.
But you worry.
I'm terrified.
I'm sure she's all right, Sketch.
I know. Just the way Raiden made me feel. I just couldn't stop thinking of all those times where we'd be so high that, like, if I wasn't there, she would have overdosed and choked on her own vomit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or some guy would have shanked her in a fucking alleyway, or the technocrats would have got her. Now I'm not there.
Was she clean when you set her off?
I managed to convince her she was.
It's a thoughtful nod.
Mentally. No, she was not clean, Taylor. She was worse than me.
I mean, all in all, the whole thing just sounded big, so...
Remember when I first came back, I was doing those lines that would just send me out for days. She was doing them on the regular back in Dublin. Like it was. So what I did was I put an effect in her mind to alter the chemical processes that fuck with addiction before I got someone to wipe her memory. That way she'd have a chance.
Yeah. And I mean, she may be a little quiet, but just the whole stare. Because Jesus.
Now, I've told myself approximately 546 times that I made the right choice. How I was even taking so much drugs at the time that I was trying to block out the fact that was I making the right choice, you know?
You were. I know you were.
And just hearing Rain blame me brought all those choices back into my head again.
Sketch, you did everything you could. You did everything for her. You made a really, really rough call. And I can only imagine how hard it was to make in the first place, but you don't need to second guess yourself. I know there's a lot of hurt and a lot of fear, but I think all the same, you know that was the right call. Somewhere in there, you know, it's the call you had to make. If you were able to put her somewhere safe, thinking she was clean, giving her a chance to fight that, not remembering all the terrible things that happened, you gave her a chance to start over. And I'm sure if she knew, she'd be really grateful. She only reaches up and just doesn't play some halfway game. She just reaches up and kind of hooks the arm up around his big shoulders, gives him a squeeze in. You did a good thing, Sketch. Don't let someone who's hurt and desperate and lashing out make you think twice about good things you've done. Okay?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at this. Not good at this kind of thing.
Well, in your defense, she's not making it especially easy. It's kind of a bitch move. I'm just saying. Not that I feel ways, but it's kind of the worst possible thing she could have ever said.
I'm trying not to hate her.
Hating someone takes a lot of energy, Sketch.
I know.
It takes a lot of intent. It's not.
I'm just angry. I know.
No matter how tempting it is.
I guess I'm just used to being dismissed by a lot of people, so.
What?
Oh, come on. Look over finally. You see the way Rose and all these people look at me?
I saw the way. Yes, people didn't listen before, but they didn't really listen to me either. We were the newbies.
I see the way the people in this house look at me. It's far from you. Everyone else looks at me like I am one day away from popping off. I see it. I think the only person who doesn't treat me as if I'm some sort of basket case is you, and that's about it.
Kevin's not bad.
Kevin. I don't count Kevin. Kevin's arrived. You know what I mean?
send Rose away.
No, she's good with Charlotte.
She's not good with you.
Don't think she likes the cult of ecstasy.
I don't care.
Look, she's good for the kid. Charlotte's the main priority.
There's
I don't-
just that tiny bit of stubborn nose wrinkle.
I imagine the others don't think much of me either. Most of them probably still see me as Catherine's lackey.
The rest of the staff?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, they remember you, but why? All they should care about is that you have the same leeway that I do when it comes to ordering what needs to be done. I was some goofy kid too back then. I don't care that you're cult of ecstasy. I don't care that I'm an orphan. I don't care about that. That's not an excuse. You're not leaving used needles around the chantry. You're not high all the time. You're not, I don't know, making the entire place look like an acid trip gone sideways. So what does it matter? It's your actions that should matter. And as far as I'm concerned, it's all that gets to matter, especially to the staff. I love them. They've been taking care of me for a long time, but they would never. Tiffany is new. Rose is new. But the rest of the staff? Shit, they came in with Father Gideon. There are people. All they hear about is whether the perimeter's safe. And whether they have somewhere to sleep. And whether I'm gonna bring them lumps of charcoal and tell them they're cookies. Gonna like pull some hair back behind her ear. Yeah. I'm gonna have a word with Rose too. Just haven't been able to catch up to her with Rain.
Taylor.
What?
You don't have to fight my battles for me. Like I said, it's nothing I'm not used to.
Is it fighting your battles for you to say there are things I can and can't tolerate, and that's one of them? You don't treat her any terrible kind of way. You're surprisingly polite considering how short she is with you.
I mean, that bad talker behind her back. I ain't gonna try and.
Well, yeah, but she bad talks you to your face. I don't blame you.
Like I said, I just haven't snapped at her. Because I think if I do, she will leverage that.
What's she gonna leverage?
Charlotte, that fact that Charlotte, I could snap. And you know how I get some days. Some days it's bad.
Some days it's bad. But we managed before Rose. And we can manage without Rose.
I know, it's just.
I can't manage without you.
I'm not saying does it look like I'm going anywhere?
That's the difference. There's no leverage. I'm the only person she can try to leverage anything to.
It's
And
more
if she says a
she.
word to Charlotte to make her
It's
scared of you, I will.
it's more leverage the fact that could be potentially unstable around her if I snap off.
Snapping off at a grown ass woman who's treating you like shit and snapping off at a child are two very different things. You can't sit there and poke and prod and then get mad at someone for finally reacting. That's not how it works.
I saw the look of judgment on her face when Rain arrived. I saw it. I imagine she'd be preparing you for a lecture about it, that I brought a junkie friend over to the house. So I've been kind of holed up in here because I didn't want to start an argument in front of the kid. It's not fair on Charlotte.
It's not fair on you.
Charlotte's the bigger priority. We both know that.
There's just kind of that scrunched expression. You're technically right, but I don't like it face.
Like I said, don't worry about it.
You shouldn't be beating yourself up, though.
I mean, Rosa's right. I did bring a junkie into the place.
So? So did I. It's not like you slid them in behind my back.
Technically could have manipulated you. Mark looking over.
She just... the face. Manipulated.
Mm-hmm. I'm very persuasive when I want to be.
You are. And I'm very stubborn when I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Mm-hmm.
They would have known if that happened because it would have been like dividing by zero. The universe would have just stopped.
I think we would have had an argument, I imagine.
If I did not want them here, yes, I guess we would have. But thankfully, I have a soul, so non-issue, really. I mean, imagine one of the faces that she'll make when I suggest that if these girls feel safer with us than with Waldo.
We want to be careful, though. We don't want too many people. I will say that. Too many people will be becoming a target.
I know more people means more risk, but...
Just think it through before you jump on it. That's all I would advise. I'm not against the idea. We would just need to think smartly. Which means we might need to expand. Which means a bigger target, and that's putting her at risk. And plus, what I was thinking as well is having maybe the girls set up on their own and be able to link with us. That way they're safe and we're safe and we're two independent cells but still connected to each other. That seems the more healthier choice. Keeps the technocrats... I imagine it... I've heard of some things. I'm looking into it. I imagine if we can create a link between the two of us, we can communicate healthily. It's just... I'm trying to sort things and sort a few favors first. Plus, I want to see what these girls are capable of. They need a figure among the three of them that's going to actually tell them what to do and be able to do it. But I'm not there. And plus, Elaine, I'm not having Charlotte around a bunch of 19-year-old, 20-year-old young ladies who are all obsessed about partying. Imagine we come home and there's a rave, because that'll happen.
I would have an aneurysm. It would be a
Yeah,
problem.
you would. Yeah, you would. No, you wouldn't have an end. You just, I would never hear the end of it from you if that happened.
I mean, they'd never hear the end of it. You'd only never hear the end of it if you were also here and made it happen.
I mean,
Then you would never hear the end of it. There's firm nod.
You really think I'd start a rave in this house?
I don't think you're crazy, so no.
I might just have a mini one in here for myself, but that's about it.
I mean, what happens in the workshop stays in the workshop, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of grins.
No, I'd rather just be careful. Plus, I don't want them knowing where we live. I can reveal all my secrets now, can I? Like Booper knows. Hell, you're meant to be my biggest one. I mean, not that I'm complaining. I'm glad you're out with me. But I do worry that you're out with me. That's all.
Do you worry what?
I worry that you're out in the field with me. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying that I worry.
I'm not gonna say it doesn't freak me out, but at the same time, as long as we're both out there.
I know. It doesn't stop me from worrying, though. Just, I'll be straight honest with you. If something were to happen to you out there, I don't think I can handle it. In fact, I know I couldn't handle it.
Won't let anything happen.
That's not putting pressure on you. It's just, I'd rather just say it. I think if I lost you out there, I think that'll be it for me.
Where'd you go?
I'd take care of our girl first. Make sure she was, got to an age where she can manage herself. Then I'd wait to go see you again.
Aw, Sketch, the look she throws him.
What? What? Just look over.
Don't say that.
It's the truth.
That's awful.
What do you mean it's awful?
I wouldn't want everything to end because of me.
Just everything's not ending. It means I'm taking care of Charlotte, waiting till she's at least married.
then it's just the inevitable wait before I get to see you all over again.
Finally steals his hand, just pulls it over into her lap, just claims it.
Well, what are you going to do if I drop?
I have no idea. I know what I'd want to do, but I don't know if I could do that to Charlotte.
No, I won't do that to her either.
I meant disappear. At least. Just.
Would you wait for me?
I feel like the hardest part would be the waiting.
I managed a year in a war zone, so I think it's the least. I managed a year in a war zone waiting.
You know, that's a little bit different, I feel like.
Oh, really? Sparking.
Not different at all?
I mean, I nearly died a good few times.
I don't know what I'd do. I don't want to think about what I'd do.
Well, good. I'm glad. You're not a morbid asshole like me.
I try not to be. You're morbid enough for both of us, apparently.
I'm not really that morbid, am I?
I mean, no. She does like look over into the sheet of paper and like it's the picture of Naomi that rubs her the wrong way so bad.
You look over at it. It still bothers you seeing her?
Yeah.
Why?
Just I mean, she did a lot of obvious big bad things that everyone knows about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one time I want to say I wanted to look at I don't remember if it was looking into the future or I wanted to know something. And I knew she could do it. So I went to her, right? And it was the last time I ever went into the chantry. Because she brought me into the room. You know. I guess their workshop.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
she didn't make me do it. But she made me feel it. And I felt like I was dying. And I was terrified. I thought, that was it. This is what it feels like. And I'm never going to walk out of this room. I'm never going to get off these stupid bean bags. And I did. And I left. She got the answers and she said all these things about how she could totally teach me. And I just left. I couldn't. And that was bad enough, you know? But then you and Annie Marie showed up. And she took you with her. And Sketch,
Yeah.
I saw the rope burns. I saw them. She looks over and man, it's the guilt. I saw them. She did that.
Yeah, it was our first lesson.
She did that. To people who didn't know any better, so they'd be ugly like her.
That's not why I draw her. You do know that, right?
I know. I know. I just feel like the
But
cruelest
what?
thing I can do is forget her.
Then you're
Because
just like, then you just act just like her.
oh, no, because I'm not out there trying to hurt her. I'm not trying to drag her back from the dead and torture her soul. I'm not nasty. I'm not dirty like that. It's
No,
just
but
she's the kind of
forgetting her means forgetting all the things she did.
I just feel like every time people talk about her, every time we say her name, or it's like she's haunting us. And I feel like the only way she'll ever be all the way gone is when no one says her name ever again.
See, the problem is with that is that we forget then. Forget all the things she did, all the people that are left broken because of it, and then another one will come right down the end. I draw her to remind myself of everything she did, so I cannot be that to them.
You couldn't be if you tried.
There's always a temptation. Always.
I mean, do you feel tempted when you see these poor girls who are lost or hurt or scared to
I feel
hurt them?
I feel tempted to bring them into my way of thinking, which is about survival. No, that was not what Naomi was doing in her fundamentalist sense.
That's hanging yourself is not a survival trait.
She wasn't going for survival, she was bringing them into her way of thinking, Charlotte. Taylor.
There's still a difference between offering to teach people something and torturing them.
That's what I mean, it's a delicate balance.
Still don't feel like it's one of those things where like she lowers the voice and like her head and everything is just don't feel like it's very delicate. Like just
You know it is. One day soon, I'll go look for Violet. And put the
Why?
final reminder of her to rest. Because she's still out there.
Is she?
Probably. I'm not bringing her back. I'm not doing any of that. But I cannot allow her to be out in the world. Or the potential for her to be.
Should just keep doing everything Naomi taught her.
Exactly.
How could they be such disgusting people?
They started out like we did. Scared.
Yeah, but we didn't turn into that.
No. Some people get corrupted by it. Some people get broken by it. And some people, like you and me, who reach over and touch your face, make it through it.
It's just the kind of monster you have to be willing to go to depths like that.
It's easy to justify one's actions. You don't understand the consequence.
How can you say you don't understand the consequences?
Because you deny it.
Because you just lie to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I could have slipped down that way easy after what happened. I could feel it. I came back here. Reach over and just, with his cheek, with his thumb, just rub along her cheek. To you.
Well, apparently that's because you're not a psycho.
No. Means I had the person who could help me pull myself back out again. And not push me further down.
And it all comes back to doing exactly what we're doing, doesn't it? Being the people that help.
Exactly.
Well, You definitely can't doubt what you're doing. No matter how tempting it is to think that you're doing something wrong. Because we're being the hands there to pull people up. Not kick them back down the ladder.
Maybe just reach over and just rub the back of her head, very softly. See, that's why I came back.
Let's face it, it's kind of a dorky smile. And someone's got to keep you sane.
And I appreciate it.
Oh, there is nothing to think. She finally turns around and reaches up. Goes to, the hands on both his cheeks. Catherine always said the longer we were around, the harder it was to just see the perfectly simple, normal answer for things. It always had to be layers and complications and something big every time, and sometimes it's just easy. Sometimes the answer's too simple for us to want to look at it. But we're doing something good. Because if we were doing something bad, I'd have a hissy fit.
I know you would.
She finally rubs the thumbs on both the cheeks and then lets his poor face go. So don't worry. I know that it's, you're a trained professional at worrying, especially about complicated stuff that involves, enemies and allies and Game of Thrones stuff. But at least with what we're doing, don't worry. You're good people, I can tell. It's in the biceps. Firm nod.
I mean, look over. We could just keep the door closed and just spend the day in here for
It's convenient that I close the door on my way in. Like I do.
We could just lock it and make sure Kevin doesn't walk in.
We could. That's a thing we could do. In fact, that is a thing that I could do right now in this moment.
I did bring blankets.
Oh, you're the best. Were you planning to sleep on the floor?
I get sometimes too caught up in my drawings. Smirk.
Oh, at least you brought blankets and didn't just plan to pass out on the floor.
No, I brought blankets because I knew you'd give out to me.
I did.
Plus, I was going to ask you, did you want to kind of,
She puts the hand up to her chest. I do.
Rose does have her uses, so smirking finally.
You know, in this case, I will confess that it's pretty convenient,
Well,
right?
go lock the door then.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing it right now. And she like, starts getting up, like, yeah, that's right. Doing it in her fucking footy pajamas, like a champ.
Would you like to end the scene there, Katie?
Yes, yes, I